name is Marvin Tooman, and at the time I was at On With Life, I was president and CEO, and I was one of the founders that really established On With Life in the very beginning. And we really saw that this was an area of service that did not exist within Iowa or really in much of the Midwest, actually. In the very beginning, I worked for the state rehab agency, and one of the problems that the agency had was serving people with brain injury. The success of providing public rehab for people with brain injury was not very successful. And that was really because there wasn't any post-acute type of rehab program in the state of Iowa. I joined the Iowa Brain Injury Association, which was the title at that time, and started working with those folks. And while at the state rehab agency, I was privileged to be able to work with a grant that the agency received from the Rehab Institute that provided study of issues of rehab each year. And the issue that they really selected for the year that I was involved was brain injury. And so I traveled around the country really looking at rehab programs around, brain injury rehab programs around the country, and then came back after that year of work, and actually we wrote a text for brain injury as a part of that experience. And when I then went to the Brain Injury Association after having that experience, I raised the question, why don't we create a brain injury program here in Iowa like I'd seen around other parts of the country? And that really was the seed that was planted that got On With Life started. We formed a committee that really started looking at the issue of raising dollars for this, and this was, I think, back in about 1987. Brain Injury Association and the members that were really part of that, they really saw the need for this because a lot of the people that they were caring for were having to be cared for at home by their own families, because there wasn't any other place for them to go following a catastrophic injury such as that. So I think they spoke to this very directly in terms of the need for a comprehensive post-acute rehab program that would take individuals, once they were medically stabilized, to be able to receive the right kind of rehabilitation for the nature of the injury itself. People that we were caring for, 85% of them were able to improve in their rehabilitation to the point that they would be able to go back to the community at some level of care, if you will. But there were probably 15% of the individuals that came here that were so severely involved that it was quickly apparent, whether they were in coma or something of some lesser degree of injury, that return to the community, at that point in time was after so many months that they didn't recover, and we were possibly losing Medicaid reimbursement for them because they weren't making progress. We needed to find a long-term care program for them that would provide an appropriate level of care for a younger adult. There wasn't any place that we felt confident in terms of placing a younger adult in a geriatric nursing facility. So we started looking around to determine what would be the possibility of opening our own. And that's where we went to Glenwood State Hospital and leased space from them and developed that into a long-term care program for young adults with catastrophic injuries.
you.